So I'm continuing my Goosebumps reactions. I started watching them at Halloween last year. You can check out those videos on my channel as well. I did switch to a different platform, so I apologize if some of the episode order doesn't line up, but the new platform has lots more episodes than the previous one, so I'm excited to share those videos with you. Today I'm watching Season 2, Episode 12. I was definitely way too scared to watch this as a kid when it first came out, but I'm trying to be brave and watch some of the episodes now. I've definitely had a few favorite episodes. Some episodes haven't been the best, but I'm very curious to see where the series is going to go, and it's great to see, actors that I know from other things who were in old Goosebumps episodes, and it's a Canadian show as well, which I love. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Hey, Jody, darling.
Oh, it's good to see you.
And I like that they explore different family dynamics. Like sometimes it's a cousin, sometimes it's grandparents, so they change it up, which is nice.
We'll do it another time. You got the whole summer for frog catching.
I like those frogs. You shouldn't catch them.
Okay.
Scarecrows might just end up catching you.
What does that mean? Do scarecrows eat frogs? What? Okay, thank you, weirdo.
Are you sure you locked the doors?
Told you, they're locked.
The windows? Did you bolt them shut?
Yes,
What? She's scared of the rain? What's going on?
just the wind. That's the only reason it's not out there. It's...
Oh, there's supposed to be two scarecrows? Okay, suspicious. Oh my god, he's at the front door, he's trying to get in! I think it's hard to take a scarecrow seriously unless we're watching Batman, but I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. Okay, just kidding, he's terrifying. Yep, that's very scary. Oh my god. I had to say it.
I'm afraid I forgot to buy chocolate chips.
The soundtrack is making this feel more intense than it's supposed to be. She forgot to buy chocolate chips. This cow mug. Oh my god. Children of the Corn, what are we doing here? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're both there now.
Get it. Is this gonna take all day?
For grandparents that were like terrified of something coming at them, they seem fine with the kids running off into the corn.
Wow, is that neat?
That's a scary looking scarecrow. Oh my god, stop.
Stanley, the scarecrows can't walk. They're not alive.
Oh my god, kicks him in the back of the— oh, cheese and rice.
Hey, this isn't any place for city kids. You two should have never come out here.
Gotta have our resident bully, yeah. This would have terrified me. Oh my god, they're moving! No thank you.
Tired. No, seriously, I'm not lying.
No thank you. No thank you. I feel like that's not how scarecrows normally look. Like their face is very like distorted with these like jagged teeth. The scarecrow, it's not midnight, what is it doing?
Said the barn was out of bounds, Mark.
This music's very interesting in this episode. It's not my favorite so far, but the scarecrows are super creepy.
Told you this ain't no place for city kids. You better just turn around and go home.
It's so cheesy, but I love it. Just like the frantic like spikes in music and place for a city kid.
Jerry, I don't get it. We always have Apple. Yeah, it's Grandpa Kurt's favorite.
Cherry's my favorite.
Okay, Stanley. Creep Central over there. They're having cereal because he likes cereal. They're having his favorite pie.
It's a nice change.
Well, they're not hiding something at all.
Grandpa?
Almost Grandpa's made out of straw. Oh my god, that's so creepy. What is that? Oh my god. That's terrifying. Like, it's stuck to his face. Oh my god. Are they great? Cheese and rice. That was terrifying.
When I opened the door, Grandma Miriam was there and she was a scarecrow too.
The makeup for that looked really cool.
I'm gonna get you.
Oh, decapitation.
Alright, Sticks, I'm coming to get ya.
But who is this? Oh no. It's so creepy. I know it's just a person in a scarecrow costume, but it's so creepy! Oh my god, the headless scarecrow!
He wouldn't have to work so hard. Yeah, well, they came alive all right. Except it wasn't the crows they wanted to scare.
It's the humans! Dun, 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 dun.
No, he's scared of them. Besides, I don't want him fooling with magic no more. Dad!
He's like, oh, me with my magic spell book? Oh my gosh. This episode's crazy.
How are we gonna do that?
I don't know. But we'll find a way, okay, Dad? Come on.
He's like, I just wanted to do what I wanted, not what everybody else wanted for a little while. They're alive! Of all the spells to do, let's bring the scarecrows to life.
Oh, no. No, Dad, you read the wrong chant! This is the one that makes him wake up!
Oh my god, this guy! So you don't mess around! I think they saved their most frantic music for this episode. Oh, oh my god! Oh, cut his arm off.
I tried to catch them to sleep, but now they're just all awake again.
What are we gonna do?
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
Okay. They're gone.
Oh, I knew that wouldn't be too easy. Oh my god, somebody help him! Like, jeez, they're just watching him be attacked by these scarecrows. Oh, how do you take down a scarecrow? Come on.
We can't stop them! Is there another way out? No, we're trapped! Stanley!
How many scarecrows do you have? Cheese and rice.
Make them go away, don't let them take me!
Oh my god! Oh, Grim! Goodbye! I mean, he said he wouldn't let him use it. Enjoy the wheat thresher. Goodbye! That's one way to kill a scarecrow.
You did it! Yeah, I guess I got to ride the thresher after all.
The dangers of farm equipment if you're a scarecrow. Da 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 da. He's like, I didn't learn my lesson. I'll just keep using magic.
What was that?
Oh my god!
Stanley, what are you reading?
Stop reading spells! You brought the wheat thresher to life now. Oh my gosh. So it was my first time watching Goosebumps, this Scarecrow episode where, the Scarecrow comes to life after a magic spell. It wasn't my favorite episode. It was still decent. I think just the overly intense music kind of took me out of it. And I know they're trying to hype it up and make it, a scary episode and build these moments of tension, but sometimes it just goes too far. And maybe if I would have watched this when it came out, it would have been more fitting. But yeah, I think that kind of ruined some scenes for me because it was just, I think every scene had music underneath and it was just like so intense throughout. But the scarecrows definitely look terrifying, and I'm not a scarecrow expert, but I feel like scarecrows typically look differently, and their faces were obviously, exaggerated to be scary for this. And even though I know they were just guys, dressed up in scarecrow outfits, they still looked so creepy, and, they weren't moving overly quickly or anything like that, but just terrifying and kind of, zombie-like movements. They had their hands out, and they were supposed to, scare away the birds so that this guy, Stanley, wouldn't have to do as much work, but obviously that backfired. So I really liked that, and the effects were really cool as well, and just even like the blacked out eyes. I think what Goosebumps does well is there's not usually like a ton of blood or gore. Obviously it's meant for kids, so there's not gonna be any of that stuff, but can still execute a really scary show without including those things or having to rely on those things, which I think is great. Like, this is terrifying. Like, if I just saw some scarecrows at night and the dark, like, okay, did they move? Am I imagining things? Is it the wind? And I think they did a good job of building that fear and making it seem like a terrifying thing, even something that like shouldn't be scary. When this inanimate object comes to life, it becomes terrifying. And even when she like decapitates one of them, kicks its head off, it still chases after them, and we have the shot of it like with its head off and still trying to attack her. There's usually those like rivalry moments, and we saw that in this episode as well, where there's the city kids and the town kids, like, oh, you don't belong here, you're not for country kid. And this character, Styx, seemed to be the most well-composed, logical one out of all of them. He's actually like fighting back and is trying to warn his dad not to engage in these things, and his dad just wanted, Stanley just wanted a chance to do things his way. So he's like, well, I guess I could put the scarecrows back, but holding like these grandparents hostage in the meantime so that he can have this pie that he wants. I was like, okay, sure, like if that's, so that's gonna make you happy. And obviously his spell backfires, and he's, instead of putting them back to sleep, they come back to life again, and playing with the elements of them dressing up as scarecrows to scare Styx, and Styx possibly scaring them. So you're like, okay, who is behind all of this? And I definitely wasn't expecting a magic spell. We don't see a ton of those elements from the Goosebumps episodes I've seen so far. Magic isn't usually the main element. Obviously we've seen it in some episodes, but from what I've seen, it's not super common. And then, of course, we have the ending where the Thresher, in fact, comes to life. Did you not learn the first time? Just ran a piece of paper, and now, the Thresher comes through the barn, just destroying it entirely, which I feel like would have been, a big part of their budget. And also, like, is making fun of the risks of farm equipment. Like, those machines are very dangerous, and to see the scarecrows, like, that's how they die, like, that's how they meet their demise, is getting, chopped up through this wheat thresher. I thought they were going to set them on fire, to be honest, because that's, straw is very flammable, but from what we know with previous scenes, he was missing out his ride on this thresher, and clearly he knows how to drive it as well, so he takes out the scarecrows, which I thought was just a great, since Goosebumps is a show for kids that includes kid characters, it's nice that the kids are able to like save themselves, and they don't always have to rely on the adults, and they are usually the ones saving the adults in a lot of situations. So we saw, the grandparents freeze up immediately as soon as these scarecrows were attacking, and nobody was helping Styx. He's completely being attacked. And then to have Mark come in on the thresher, and he's the one who's able to, save the day basically, and gets his moment being like, I told you I would, get a ride on this thing again. And yeah, I like that they do that and not have a kids show where they're constantly needing to be saved by an adult, that they are able to stand up for themselves and be a little bit more independent and can, solve some of their own problems. And that they'd set up Stanley as kind of this unreliable character, like, oh, sometimes he says things that don't really make sense, so he's kind of planting these seeds of doubt that, what he's saying isn't true. He's like, oh, the scarecrow walks at midnight, they're like, that's Stanley, like, this guy says some crazy things. But I feel like it was pretty obvious from the beginning that he was up to something. He was not very subtle, he's just being very ominous with what he says, and, you know, clutching his spell book, and, you know, the looks between the grandparents and Stanley whenever it's like, oh yes, like this is Stanley's favorite pie, and like, don't tell the stories because Stanley doesn't like the stories, and we're eating cereal because that's Stanley's favorite. Like, they were clearly being like blackmailed by Stanley to get what he wanted, and they're doing everything they can because they don't want these scarecrows running loose either. But it was terrifying, that shot of the Scarecrow, you know, at the window, and again, he's not like overly doing anything. He's not like an axe wielding madman. He's just standing there like staring inside, and so creepy. And obviously like the elements of the storm just added to that. And obviously they didn't have to wait till just midnight to come to life. We saw them jump out and attack the kids when they were riding the bikes as well. Like I said, I like that we explore different family dynamics. It's usually siblings or some kind of, you know, like a cousin or something like that, or a friend. So I like that we have this relationship between the kids themselves and then also the adults, even though there's not always an adult in the episode, or if there is an adult, sometimes they're very much in the background. But clearly the grandparents needed the grandkids' help in this one to figure this out, because who knows how long Stanley would have been trying to keep these scarecrows at bay, and, you know, trying different spells and probably just causing more chaos than actually helping anything. They don't mention where he got the spell book, but I don't think it matters. You know, it's a short episode as it is. They could only fit in so much. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. The scarecrows were super creepy, and I felt very much like Children of the Corn, you know, running through the fields and trying to, you know, looking behind them, hearing something but can't see it, and kind of adding to that mystery of what's going on, and, you know, seeing the scarecrow missing from its post and being like, there should be something there. And of course, I think it was a great death scene to have them taken over by this wheat thresher. You see the clothes and the straw, you know, shooting out the back of this thing as this kid runs them over to save the day and to save his grandparents. And maybe now he'll get his chocolate chip pancakes. I mean, he did seem very motivated by the snacks at grandparents' house. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. What does that mean? Do scarecrows eat frogs? The soundtrack is making this feel more intense than it's supposed to be. I feel like that's not how scarecrows normally look. Like, their face is very, like, distorted with these, like, jagged teeth. I don't place for a city, kid. He's like, oh, me with my magic spell book? They're having cereal because he likes cereal. They're having his favorite pie.